I believe that 2020 is a significant year in the life cycle of CCHF, and I want to explain why. When I came to CCHF in 2007, think about what this community looked like at that time. There were really just a few dozen clinics around the country, maybe 60, 70 clinics around the country that were open mostly full-time. Out of those, there were maybe 10 or 12 that were federally qualified health centers. Most clinics were small, very small, open part-time. Almost all of the clinics, the founding physician or the founder of the clinic was either leading the clinic or a medical director or at least the face of the clinic. The boards that governed those clinics were mostly people who had a personal relationship with the initial founder. And in terms of what we were doing, all of our clinics around the country were really just figuring out medicine. We were trying to figure out how to do that and do that better. We'd never heard of patient-centered medical home 12 years ago. It was just starting to come on the scene. And so think about how our community looks now. It's very, very different. So 12 years later, it's not 60 or 70 clinics that are open full-time, it's 200 clinics that are open full-time. It's not a half a dozen that are FQHCs, there's 70 to 80 Christian clinics that are federally qualified health centers, and even the ones that are not. A lot of them have matured and they've grown to where they have a full-time staff and all of that. Many clinics, the founders of those clinics are really not that involved anymore. The boards, even the executive directors and the CEOs for most of those clinics have very little connection with the original founder or with the values or the life that person lived. In terms of student work was very important for us 12 years ago. It still is now, but the difference is that medical and advanced practice education is changing rapidly. Students don't go to campus. A lot of their work is done virtually, and so it's difficult to meet with a group of students like we have in the past, but it's still something we have to figure out. And then on top of all of that, you know, where we were doing medicine before, now we're doing medicine, we're doing dental, we're doing behavioral health, we're doing pharmacy, we have integrated spiritual care. All of these ministries have matured. There are departments in your organizations that didn't exist 10 years ago. And so 12 years ago when I came on at CCHF was in a time of rebuilding. And we built around the needs of the community at that time. But with the needs of our community having changed so radically over the last 12 years, this is a time, I really believe that this is a time, and I believe God's brought us to this time, where we need to rethink how we as CCHF support and deliver services to maintain and to strengthen this growing movement.